Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit different. I felt it was important to talk about why I didn't include IJL Select, also known as It's Just Lunch, in my recent video about remote matchmaking jobs. Yes, they do have remote positions, and yes, they technically fit the category. But let's talk about why I decided to leave them out. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I'm transparent. I do my best to highlight work from home jobs that are not only legitimate, but they're ethical, fair, and they make sense. So when I came across IJL Select, I did a little bit of digging, and what I found honestly had me like, no, definitely not. Let's talk about the biggest red flag. It's Just Lunch was involved in a major class action lawsuit a while back. We're talking about millions of dollars paid out. In 2014, the company was sued by a group of former clients who said they were misled, essentially promised matches that didn't exist, introduced to people who didn't meet their criteria, and they were charged premium prices for what ended up being a subpar or even non-existent service. And the case didn't get swept under the rug. They settled for about $4.75 million, if I'm not mistaken. That alone should make anyone pause before jumping into a company like that, whether as a client or an employee. But it wasn't just clients speaking up. There are also former employees who have come forward saying that they were told essentially to lie during client interviews. Some reports they were trained to tell the clients that they had potential matches ready to go, when in reality, there weren't any. They were instructed to push the sales and focus more on closing the deal than actually helping people find meaningful relationships. One former staff member even mentioned that they were expected to do whatever it takes to make the sale, even if that meant bending the truth about how many matches that were available or how successful the process really was. Now look, I get that sales are a part of business. But when you're in the love industry, especially asking clients to shell out thousands of dollars, it's just not a sale. You're dealing with people's emotions, their hopes, their self-worth. That's not something to play with. So why does this matter to those of us looking for remote jobs? Because if you're considering working for this company, you need to know what kind of environment you might be walking into. You could be expected to say things that don't align with your personal values. You might find yourself pressured to meet quotas using tactics that feel kind of shady. And for me, that's not okay. If I'm going to recommend a job to my community, you guys, especially something as personal and intimate as matchmaking, I want to feel comfortable and confident that is not going to leave you stressed, burnt out, or questioning your integrity. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying don't apply to IJL Select. I'm not telling you what to do with your career. There are people out there who've worked for them and maybe had an okay experience. If that's you, I'm not knocking it. But my job here is to give you as much information as possible so you can make your own informed decision. And I just didn't feel comfortable sliding them into a video along with other companies that, in my opinion, are more transparent and ethical. I started this channel to help people find real opportunities, not just ones that sound good on paper. So when I came across a company that has a history like this, I took it seriously. Everybody's time, energy, and peace of mind matters. And I would never want to lead someone into a job that turns out to be disappointing or even damaging. If you are looking for remote matchmaking or dating coordinator jobs, there are other companies out there that don't come with some baggage. Examples like Talkify, When We First, even some newer starter-up companies that all have remote opportunities and seem to take much more ethical approach to matchmaking. So it's worth exploring those instead. All right, and that's it for me today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate you letting me speak honestly about this. If you're still curious about legitimate remote matchmaking jobs, don't worry, I've got you covered. I actually made a separate video going over some companies that are currently hiring for matchmaking and dating coordinator roles without the red flags. So if you're still interested in working in the love industry from home, definitely check that out next. I'll link it here for you so you can go ahead and just click on right on it. And of course, if you've had any experience with IJL Select or have questions about anything I mentioned today, feel free to drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. I post real remote jobs every single week. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.